What's up, y'all? Welcome to another episode of This Ain't Your Ordinary Pod. It's your girl, Rissa G. We are back with another episode. This is episode 18? Yeah, I think this is episode 18. How we doing, y'all? How are we doing? I'll go first. I'm tired. Um, I did not drink enough water today. I need to go and chug so much water. I haven't had anything to eat yet. Listen, I started a new job in Brooklyn. I live in Long Island. And it has been a journey. The commute only, I'm not even talking about the job. I'll I'll leave that one alone. But the commute has been taxing on my body. I have not commuted like this since early 2020 when I was in my last year of my undergrad program. So it has been quite the adjustment. So I'm tired. Every single day I'm tired. On the weekends, I need a day to recuperate. Eventually, yeah, my body will get accustomed to it. But it's not right now. It's not right now in this moment. So I'm drinking a lot of water. I'm fighting for my life, y'all. I'm fighting for my life, really. But I'm here. Then I quote the songwriter, I am still here, and it's by the grace of God. Anybody have a testimony? Like, that is me. Like, this is my testimony. I'm still here by the grace of God. So I hope y'all are doing well. I hope y'all staying hydrated in this heat, in this humidity in New York. Yeah, stay hydrated, y'all. Yeah, stay hydrated, stay grounded in this crazy world that we're living in. There's so many different things happening. We're gonna it's so many different things. Again, we'll leave it there. We're gonna pause there. So today we just have one main segment. We're just gonna get right to it. And today we're talking Sonya Massey. I'm a little late to the party. Well, it's not really a party. Late to the conversation. If you haven't seen the video of her being murdered, it is out there. It is on almost every social media platform. News outlets have even posted on their websites. It is available. I cannot tell you guys what to go and do if you have not seen it yet. I refuse to continuously traumatize myself with the specific thing of death. I don't think we should ever become normalized and desensitized to not only death, but murder. Right? And we live in a time and an age where every single thing we're watching a genocide be almost live streamed. So I never want murder and injustice and things like that to become normal in my mind. So I did not watch her get murdered. I watched pretty much everything that led up to her being murdered. I do think you should go look at the video, but I would not. My suggestion and recommendation would be do not watch her be murdered. So after you go look at that video, you can come back here. There's so many different places to go with this, right? I can talk about, how they went about dealing with this fellow human being in this interaction, how it is they murdered her because she said, I rebuke you in the name of Jesus. We can talk about that. We can talk about the aftermath and how they were so callous towards getting her immediate medical attention, and she didn't make it to the hospital until how long after she was initially shot. Could her life have been saved? I don't know. I am not a medical professional. However, I do think in terms of head wounds, in terms of gunshots to the head, time matters, right? Like, every second counts. And there was a great lack of urgency, a lack of empathy, compassion. But I don't really take in the news like that. The older folks will have their opinions. I think the news is biased. Every news platform is biased. I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole. I do consume a lot of news through different sources. So social media, I'll just research stuff for myself, look at different articles and read different things. And the overwhelming sentiment and narrative that I got from different people reacting to this murder, this specific instance of police brutality, is, oh my God, we should have seen the signs. I think the chief of the sheriff's office just gave an interview like, did you see the signs? This guy, he was so bad. He had jumped from police office to police office to police. They should have seen the signs. No, I don't understand why, as a whole, we're going to continue to push false narratives. What signs are they supposed to see if that's the culture? I cannot emphasize enough. If the culture of the police is this very thing, is biases, it is a murder, it is the big boys club, the big blue, it's a cult. I've been told y'all that. That's episode maybe 2 or 3. I've been told y'all that. And I want you guys to understand, do your own research. You guys can think, I know you guys can think that people with my perspectives, we are just, we're so pro-black and everything is a conspiracy and everything is white supremacy. Okay, you can live in your world, I'll live in mine. That's fine. I'm gonna live and deal with the reality that I've been given. I didn't choose this reality, it was just given to me. But a tactic of white supremacy is to individualize systematic issues, to have the masses focus on that one small teensy pinsy issue. So we're giving that all our energy, all our focus. Mind you, there's a systematic issue going on. So every single time police brutality has occurred, we have defund police, but really the justice is the individual police officers getting arrested. That is what we define as the justice, but really it's not justice when we know that there's an entire system that pumps out these police officers. How do you think that man became who he became? Do you think he showed the police office and the police staff and all the other officers something that's like incongruent with the behavior he displayed on this video through murdering this woman, this innocent woman? Sit with that. So did you see the signs? What you tell me what the signs are exactly. I don't care that he jumped from police station to police station to police station. That doesn't matter. The culture, I want you guys to understand that police, it didn't just start from slave hunters. It started from Indian hunters. They were hunting the indigenous people of this land, murdering them, beheading them. That's the origin story of the police in this country. To be clear, genocide, murder, right? Like, that's them. It went from Indian hunter to slave catchers, right? Learn your history of the country you live in, right? The country that y'all be defending. So we went to slave catchers. And I mean, we all know that they're catching slaves, returning them, murdering them, making sure that they are able to police a system that sustains this country. Without slaves, well, who's gonna get the cotton? Well, who's gonna do the free labor? And right? That is the origin and the history of the police in this country. So I need us to stop focusing on individual. There's going to be right now today, there are thousands, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of officers just like this killer cop. They may not kill someone every day, but it's a mentality. It is a mentality. You don't have to have a history of physically doing something for your mind to already be in that state. Because what else can you please tell me would convince you as a police officer to take out your gun when someone rebukes you in the name of Jesus? Well, it probably was the devil at work. And don't get me, I said in the last part, I'll say it again, there is a spirit of chaos that has been over the United States. My guess, it's been here since they started to kill people for no reason. Since they started to kill and murder innocent indigenous people. It's been here probably since then. That's just my guess. I don't know that to be true. but that's just my guess. So yeah, there is a spirit of chaos that just hovers, absolutely just hovers over the United States. And also, there's a lot of systematic issues that we refuse to get rid of because we're focused on individualized things. There are many more cops like this. The fact that his mindset was in a place of, well, if I get rebuked in the name of Jesus, I'm gonna pull out my gun. And you have hot water in your hand. You have access to a taser. It's 2 of you. It's like literally 2v1. 1 pot of hot water, 2 police officers who are supposed to be capable of serving the community in which they are in. And I just want to also throw this in there too. Again, the culture. The accomplice cop, oh, he's an accomplice. He pulled out his gun too. It's not just a killer cop, murder cop. Accomplice cop pulled out. I know he's going through trauma right now, and the social worker in me is like, man, like I'm really understanding of his context and his circumstances, but you signed up for this, respectfully. You signed up for this. You saw him pull out his gun because he was threatened by hot water. You then pulled out your gun. You are now an accomplice. You had choices here. Hey, bro, ain't no, it's just some hot water, so and so and so. You did not say anything. You joined in with him. You did not shoot her because you didn't want to shoot her because there was no need to shoot her, and you knew that. But the culture cops have created is, I know this is wrong, but I gotta go along with it. I gotta go along with it. Regardless of my person, I gotta go along with it. That's a cult, bro. That's a cult. Anyway, so the whole narrative of us individualizing this issue, it's a systematic issue. Almost all the systems that hold together the United States of America are based on genocide, murder, discrimination, sexism, homophobia, racism. Like, majority of them are based on it. It will be hard to find a major system in the US that isn't touched by this particular thing, because the founding fathers were slave owners, were sexist, were rapists, like, you know, different types of evil founded the country. So evil's going to be in the paperwork. You know, like up to the other day, not that long ago, we were 3/5 of a human. You know what I'm saying? Up to the other day, we couldn't vote. Up to the, you know, like it was just not that long ago. Women just got the right to vote too. Like, it's ago that, you know, and me, I love statistics. I think statistics tell a story and showcase a narrative of what is ongoing, and what we're experiencing, and statistics sometimes help us to frame things in comparison to other countries. But I didn't bring no statistics today, man. I have no statistics, just thoughts and feelings. Because once again, similar to Palestine, are you not grieved by this? Are you not grieved by and this is just the one that's it almost didn't make the headlines, right? It's only the one that's in the headlines that we're talking about, because this goes on regularly. Are you not grieved that someone's daughter was murdered, someone's mom was murdered, someone's sister, someone's niece, someone's cousin, someone's family member, someone's person, right? Someone's friend, someone's colleague was murdered? Are you not grieved by this? You know, and it always takes me back to the conversations of, man, y'all just want to see racism and everything. Y'all just want to, racism don't exist no more. It's like, man, do you think the preference here is to say that racism exists and is in everything? Do you think that's my preference? Really? Because I'm told by these are real conversations that I have. These are not hypotheticals. No, these are real conversations I have with real people. Like, just put on your boots and go to work. Like sure, racism is here and there, but like, so what? It doesn't affect me. It doesn't bother me. I'm able to be successful. Are you? Are you? Are you though? Are you? What has been defined to you as success? I don't want to be one of those people, but really, what's your definition of successful? We live in a country that at its core is evil. I hate to be so dramatic, but it at this point, you tell me a better word to use to describe slavery. Because I want to be clear, the slavery has been hijacked by what the United States have done to the people they kidnapped from Africa, right? Because slavery has always been a part of society from the beginning of time. There have always been slaves there have always been statuses, right? Like there's always been slaves and people doing things for, like the things maybe other people don't want to do. There has always been the idea of slaves in every society you can find. However, and see, you know what? Let me pause here because I'm about to go in a quick little tangent, but come back. This is my problem with people who aren't Christian, who understand that the Bible was used to manipulate slaves. It was. And also, it was used to manipulate because it was misconstrued and simply not quoted correctly. They try to make it seem like the Bible is saying, well, we can have these slaves and do. No. The Bible clearly states in the Old Testament, I don't have the exact scriptures in front of me, how to go about slaves. Because slaves were not less than, they were not inhuman, they were not, right? They were not other. Slaves were human beings to be treated as such. That's why there were standards placed in the Bible on how to go about slaves. Let's come back now, go away from our tangent. So the U.S. now took something that had always been and dragged it. You now treat people as though they're not human. That's the basis on which your country was founded. Y'all done went and murdered a bunch of people because you didn't understand them, or you were threatened by them, or you just want that land for yourself. You could not coexist. So you went and murdered indigenous people. You tried to indoctrinate some of them, right? You took them to the school, you cut their hair to give them the little bob, like your white people bob, right? This is the foundation of your country, bro. It's not an individualized issue. And really, it's not just the police. I had a pod about this the other day. EMT, firefighters, all of these frontline services are all intoxicated with the same drug, bro. The same superiority complex, the same racist, discriminatory lens. They're all the same. How many minorities, specifically black people, are murdered by the EMT every single day, bro? It's not just about defunding the police. Because we live in a country where we can't afford to defund the police. I'm going to be my neighbor's. I said it before. I'll say I'm not defunding the police. I cannot be we live in a country where guns is embedded into the fiber of this country. They're not going to let go of their guns. Even though the guns was used in the revolution and used for like murdering the indigenous people of this land, right? Like they don't actively need guns anymore. The Second Amendment was put in place for that context, right? Like for that, like for the idea of like a militia. Like read the Second Amendment. Just read it. So, but there's no taking that away. Like there's no undoing that, right? So because of that, we cannot be like other countries where cops don't have guns, because we are a country that supports and pushes for individual people to have guns. Come on, bro. The U.S., we're going to act like the U.S. don't benefit from legal and illegal gun stuff. I mean, allegedly. Let me just put allegedly. That's the conspiracy theorist in me. I just believe like you out here giving weapons to other countries, high key. I'm not to believe you're gonna do the same illegal stuff under the table, like give weapons to other countries, and to start little wars and stuff so you can swoop in. I'm not gonna name it. Anywho, I'm just telling you what my thoughts. But regardless, like it's so hard to undo that. So now, okay, you have to have some type of force in your country that carries a weapon to match the potential weapons out there. Now, it's hard to say defund the police because I cannot be my neighbor's keeper. So okay, so now we have to have this. Okay, well, can we revamp the police? I thought that too at some point, but it's similar to one of those things. You just need to eradicate it. You need to eradicate it completely. Yeah, yeah. And it's funny too because if you look at the history of the police and you look at the history of crime in this country, it's a really weird parallel where up until 1979, 1980, there weren't a lot of people in prison. There, like, crime was, like, sparingly, but it wasn't. The prison system and all this wasn't what it is today. But keep in mind, they went from slavery to the Black Codes and Jim Crow, right, to mass incarceration. We have, like, I understand it's easy to think that because slavery no longer exists, because we can vote, because we can do things in this world, because we had a black president, whatever, that racism doesn't exist and it's not present and it's not effective. But mass incarceration is a direct result of this country needing to maintain free labor. That's what mass incarceration is. It is, in fact, modern day slavery. They have to have a labor force that is free to sustain this country. It doesn't know how to function otherwise. So that's why I said, like, it's bigger than one person. It's bigger than one system. It's all of it. Because we could put the blame on the police, but it's not just on the police only. It's the country in which the police functions. Because I would love to say, like, we can undo the police and create another force that has a new origin, a more just origin, a more fair origin, but you're still going to be ran by people. It's a mind thing. It is a systematic thing, but systematically, this is how they think in their mind. And when I say they, I mean the people in charge, the people who make decisions, the people who matter. So Sonya Massey is just, unfortunately, another victim, another public face victim of this system. It's sad, but it's true. And I don't want to, before I go on, I don't want to neglect the spiritual aspect here. And I touched on it briefly. Take a little sip. I touched on it briefly, but I that's why I do encourage you guys to go and look at the video, because it is strange what happened in that video. It, like, the idea that she said, like, the police officer told her to go and check on the water. It was something funny in the air from jump, though, and she's checking the water. Accomplished cop is backing away, and it's just something weird in the air. And I think she knew. And then she hit them with the "I rebuke you in the name of Jesus." And I want y'all to understand this: the fact that "I rebuke you in the name of Jesus" triggered that man. We fight not against flesh and blood. We don't, because it's strange, no? I rebuke you in the name of Jesus. Okay, like, how many, like, homeless people and will come and say some strange things to you? Are you about to shoot them? Like, I'm just talking about the everyday person, what we encounter every day or every other day or often enough, right? People say random strange things to you all the time. But are you ever inclined to sock them in the face? Like, outlandish things are said to us regularly. So the idea that all this woman told him was, "I rebuke you in the name of Jesus," he pulls out his gun. He pulled out his gun when she said, "I rebuke you in the name of Jesus." Huh? It's given demonic. It is. I am not the type to over spiritualize things. I really am not. That's not my preference. But right here in this particular situation, the devil was at work. And I think Sonya knew. If you watch that video, Sonya is skeptical from jump. Y'all not even supposed to be here. The way she looking at them in that video, I think she felt it from jump. She did not trust them. And then I rebuke you in the name of Jesus, pulls out a gun. She's like, okay, I'm sorry. She drops the pot of water. Shit. Multiple times. That's not normal. That's not normal. So we can't ignore. I know it's easy to ignore that, but like we cannot forsake. All I'll say is we cannot forsake the spiritual aspect here. That something was at work there. I could be a conspiracy theorist. I could be super over religious. That's fine. I think something was at work there, because that's not, even in the grand scheme of racism and discrimination, that's just not normal. That particular thing seems to, even for the police, I don't put anything past them. I do not. But there was something deeper that we could not see with our natural eyes at work in that home right before and leading up to that woman being murdered. So now the question is, I've spoken about the culture, I've spoken about the spiritual aspect. The question is now, where do we go from here? It always ends with, where do we go from here? I don't know. I don't know. Because I could try to bring us some semblance of hope. I'm not going to say be hopeless. I'm just going to say I don't have much. I don't have hope in this system. Fact of the matter, I don't believe this system works. I think the system has had, let's see, a little bit over, is it over 100 years since this iteration of the police have been in place? They've had time to make it work. I'm not going to say too much, but they've had time to make it work. It's not working. I'm not going to say defund the police, because we live in a country where we need to have something like the police, not this police. We have to have people. And I watched a TV show where like you have to communicate to somebody to have your gun be released. I think that's a great option, because white people specifically, and it's fine. White people specifically have grown up in a bubble where they're just pumped false narratives about black people, and that leads to them growing up and becoming adults who fear black people. Your whole life you've been told black people are dangerous. Anybody black. So now you kill black kids, you kill black elderly, you kill black persons with mental illnesses, you kill black members of the LGBTQ plus community, you kill anyone black, because to you anyone black is dangerous. So you've been fed this information, and now you in fact go into the police culture and into the police force, and you, again, the culture is already set from hundreds and hundreds of years ago. So now you come and you perpetuate it because that's all you've been taught. And then we're not taking into account, I've talked about this before, the authoritative nature of police. They feel grand, they feel bigger than you, they feel better than you, smarter than you. That is part of the culture too. When someone steps into an authoritarian position, something changes. It changes, right? So that's pumped into the culture. So you have all these different things going on in the culture. So I don't want to say defund it, because I don't think that makes any sense. But I don't think reforming it makes sense either, because if you reform it, you're still left with the same foundation, maybe just different presentation. So I don't think you should reform it. I do think I think many of the systems in the United States, this is what I'm gonna say. I think many of the systems in the United States needs to be abolished. I'm gonna make that statement, right? I'm gonna make that statement, preferably in the legal ways, like the legal way to go about it. You know, preferably to destroy these systems. I'm not talking about physical, but to destroy them, tear them down, and to create something new. Destroy the foundation of these things and create something new. Because at the end of the day, there's going to be another hashtag. Can I be real? Can I be real here? Can we be honest in this space? There's going to be another hashtag. It will not stop. How long have we been doing this, y'all? It won't stop. So knowing that there will be another hashtag, knowing that we'll have this conversation again and again and again and again, like, this is American culture. Police brutality. Sit with that. Brutality, really, in general, is American culture. Violence, harm, that's part of American culture. So I think the foundational systems need to be undone. I don't think the system works. I don't think it does. I would love to say voting matters and vote for your elected official, and you can. People died for you to have the choice to vote. It's how I feel. It was what, less than a year ago maybe. I was like, come on guys, we should vote. We have to vote. People die. They died for us to have the choice. We didn't have a choice before. It was made for us. They died for us to have a choice. Now the choice is yours. Go vote. If you want to vote, you go vote. Most likely, you're gonna go vote, for the Democrats. I'm just making an assumption. I could be wrong, but most likely. For the people watching, it's gonna be like an 80-20 split. I'm not judging either way. I am saying, look at the options given to you. Really, look at the options given. Neither of them are great. Right? But it's the same thing from 2016. Neither of those were great, right? Like, so all these different, and I had this conversation with someone recently. Presidents aren't really going to change or impact stuff like this. I need you guys to, think a bit deeper with me. Presidents aren't really going to change many localized things. Now, they have Project 2025, and I'll talk about that in another pod and all those different things, but think about the time Biden has been a president, how many things he's done that has really affected you individually. Your local officials have more impact on the things that affect you individually, but we're also caught up with our day-to-day lives and trying to pay bills and trying to figure out this economy that the economy is doing. It's doing great. Like, I'm supposed to believe this economy is doing great. I have to be single and get paid $100,000 a year to afford a house, to then put me in more debt for 30 years and pay that off. And I'm left with, I guess, a house in my whatever stage of life you're at. Because how long does it take you? How much debt does it take you to even attain the ability to secure $100,000 job? So then to take on, it's never ending. So the question of what do we do next, I don't know. It's a never ending rabbit hole. It's a rabbit hole of reform versus abolition. They didn't reform slavery, they abolished it, or that version of it. Because what can I do with a band-aid over a problem? What can I do if I just defund the police, but there's another version of the police that pops up? We can't want band-aid solutions for deep, systematic, like, disease. diseases that are innate to our country. This is America. This. Make America great again. America has never been great. For us, it ain't ever been a version of, oh, we thought. No, we haven't. Anytime we tried to, murdered. Cannot let that image get out that we can be successful. Cannot. But it's right. Like that's the systematic mindset that's perpetuated. That is how racism continues in this country. You don't always gotta lynch somebody to perpetuate racism. You participating in the system every single day is what perpetuates it. Until we all agree, because it needs to be a lot of us for sure, agree that this is not working for me, then we can do some stuff for real. Because I'm telling you right now, I think the next 4 or 5 years, sheesh, I don't know where this country gonna be. I'm not saying anything, federal agents who are watching and tuning in. I don't know what that means. I don't know what I mean by that statement. All I'm saying is I don't know what this country is gonna look like in the next 4 to 5 years. Trump already said they ain't gonna be no more voting system. Like, and that's just the surface level of what's about to happen. And it's not even talking about when I'm a participant. No, I don't know nothing about what's about to go on, but you can feel it in the air. Something is coming. You can feel it. You can sense it. If you know, like you can sense something's in the air and something's coming. It's not hard to sense it. Something is coming. I don't know what, but all I know is we need to be educated. We need to learn more, read more. We need to not allow white supremacist tactics to bias us and skew how it is we learn. Because again, don't let them individualize issues. No, always know these issues are systematic. Always know that. Crime is a systematic issue. Poor people won't need to commit crimes if they ain't poor. It's all a systematic issue, man. My brothers and sisters, like, I want to hit y'all with my brothers and sisters. No hugs, please. No hugs, please. Like, always look beyond what's presented to you. Did I tell y'all that last time? Always look. Be greed continuously. Do not let them desensitize us. Do not let them have you thinking that harm and violence and genocide are normal. They are not. They are not. Do not trust these people. They don't care about us. They don't. They can do interviews. They can cry. They can donate. They do not care about you. They never have. There's a reason we're experimented upon. If someone don't think you human, they're going to go about you in a way that's inhumane because you are not human. It's inhumane to you. It's perfectly sensible to them because you're not human. Wake up, please. I told you that last time. You gotta do it again. And I know that some people might not even be focused on Sonya Massey. Like, there's a lot of people who, whenever someone's murdered by the police, they don't bat an eye. It don't affect them. What it do though? It could have been you. It could have been you. Any of us could have been Sonya Massey. Who do I call when I think someone broke into my home? Who do I call when I think there's someone roaming around my yard? Who do I call? Who? If not the police, then who? Sit with that. It could have been you. It could have been any of us. And this is why there are reports and articles. Read them. Read. Or listen to them. There are reports out there where people have been documented to say, when something happens, I don't call the police. I don't call EMT. I don't. They are more likely to bring harm into my space than take it away. So what are we doing here? And if it affects me, it affects you, man. And that's another lie too. Oh, it's only about black folks, man. Only about the Latinos, man. It's not only about them, bro. It affects you too. It has always affected you, bro. Always, man. It affects all of us, white, black, Latino, Asian, indigenous. It affects all of us. It just don't seem like it to you. And that's why you keep participating in the very thing that's oppressing us. I'm sorry I gotta sound like this, but this is the truth. This is the truth of the matter. Wake up. I'm begging y'all, wake up. So many things happening that y'all not even picking up on because y'all not even focused no more. It don't affect, it always affects all of us. Any person that's murdered by this U.S. government, because I don't care, police are actors of the government to me. So if you're murdered by the U.S. government, well, damn, they assassinated everybody. It could have been you. It could have been your aunt. Could have been your mom, bro. Could have been your sister, your niece, your grandchild. You call the police for help and you were murdered. How many times has that happened? Time and time again. So many cases you don't even know about. Or the police makes a mistake and you lose. I'll make a mistake that cost me my life. It's like the neurosurgeon, he made a grievous error. How you cannot. You cannot have a gun and make a mistake. You cannot. And yes, you are human. But if that's the case, man, hand in the guns, bro. Because you have like 2 to 3 other options around your waist, and you refuse to use any other alternative option. You only choose to use the deadliest one. You're not trained to do it that way. So what happens in the field that's disassociated from training? Ain't that the question we all want to know? What is going on in your mind that when you get out into these spaces and you interact with black folks, you seem to disregard all training? Unless they probably tell you like, the blacks. They honestly don't even need to tell you that, because how you were like, they don't have classes and foundational. They don't take enough time to develop police officers is number one. Much less give them time to learn about other cultures outside of their own. Number 2. So now when you enter into a community with people who are other, immediately your defenses go up and you're uncomfortable. Because God forbid police officers were required to do an internship in communities that they're going to serve. Meanwhile, every other frontline service, I'm telling you, every other one gotta do an internship. Every single one. But not police. Right? Anyway, I'm tired. I'm hungry. I'm about to go have me a ham and cheese. I can't wait. Open your eyes, bro. Like, open your eyes. There's a lot going on. There's a lot of people being harmed. I know you think it doesn't affect you, but it does. It does. I mean, I urge you to care more. Really. I urge you to have more compassion. Really. I urge you to be grieved by what is going on in these communities, your community, in your state, in your country, all of that. I urge you to care, bro. Sis, whoever. Everybody care. Everybody. So that's all for now, y'all. I'm doing my best with the pods. Y'all know I told y'all life has been life, and your girl be tired, bruised and battered and worn down. But I got y'all. I keep it going. Keep the content coming out. Definitely, like I said, trying to do other things and widen my horizon, as folks would say. So stay tuned. A lot more to come soon. Be good. Stay hydrated, y'all. Peace. What's up, y'all? Thank you so much for watching. Please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Do all of that. Help your girl out. Share it to your auntie. You know what I'm saying? I ain't here deuces. Peace.